Okay, I'm going to talk about the first 7 weeks of having a baby. Um, I suppose the first couple of weeks were pretty difficult considering I had an emergency cesarean section and trying to recover from that and also getting used to the breastfeeding. I think I spent a lot of time running around trying to find bigger bras or more comfortable bras because I'm not used to wearing bras at all, and also not hate wearing anything at night time. So getting used to the change of actually wearing a bra at night time and getting breast pads that were comfortable and not itchy and sore, because some breast pads have this outer rim which are like super kind of scratchy. So I ended up trying to find nice ones, and nice ones are from Avent and from Boots and also from Tesco. Um, so it's really like getting your head around the concept of breastfeeding was one thing. Then you get your head around being so weak and trying to rest and fighting your instincts to get up and look after the child and wanting to look after yourself, quite conflicting. Um, uh, Roisin and myself, I didn't really bond too much with her, understandably, because my brain was all trying to catch up with what had happened with the section and the labour and the lack of sleep and everything. So it did take us a while, or me a while, to bond with her. And my partner has been absolutely amazing looking after me. And my sister came over from Australia to look after me. She actually came when she was 3 weeks old because she was due to come on the 21st, the day after Roisin was due on the 20th. Um, and my sister ended up coming when Roisin was 3 weeks old. Um, the clothes, getting used to what clothes to put on her. I really didn't care what colours or what sizes. I was just grabbing anything that was clean and putting it on her. I was quite surprised at um how often washing had to be done because we didn't have that many clothes for her, so we had to keep going through a cycle of washing. And then all the washing that had to be done for our clothes as well because she kept vomiting on us. So that was quite an interesting change. And I remember mentioning throughout my vlogs how worried I'd be about the whole house changing into this baby centre with baby crap everywhere. But we managed to keep it down to a minimum, and almost too minimal, because there's very little things really to stimulate her. But I think maybe we need to be worrying about that when she's a bit older. She's starting to be a little bit more alert. I noticed like the first couple of weeks were difficult because you did so much work for very little gain. You didn't even get like little smiles out of her. She did an awful lot of eating and sleeping and pooing and just this endless cycle of that really. And it was kind of, it's not like I didn't want to do it. I do want to do it, but I don't want to do it. It's like you don't mind and it's your responsibility, and no one else is going to do it. And it's not like I wanted to hand her over to anybody. It was just, you just do it. You're on this rota. You're on this kind of, um, it's like you have to get through it, so you just do it. It's like having to do your homework and no one else is going to do it for you. I can't really give you a comparison. Um, but that's what it's like at the beginning, and it still kind of is like that at the moment. I'm still not really getting any smiles out of her. Um, and that was one of the things that I talked to my mental health nurse about, is that, God, it's just endless, and I'm finding it difficult to bond with her because I'm not really getting any joy out of her, and she's just eating, sleeping, and puking and pooing. And she told me there's this really good book which I ended up getting called The Social Baby, and I think there's a website called socialbaby.com, and it basically explains that or she explained to me that there are really subtle movements that the baby does to show you their appreciation of what you do. So even if the kid turns to her head towards you as you talk, it's her way of recognizing you I mean, the way she snuggles into you. I can't remember. There's other things like when she moves her mouth, moves her hands. That's her way of trying to communicate with you. So, and then if she actually looks at you for a period of time, like that tends to be a form of communication as well. So I'm kind of using that as a way for me to think that she's talking to me and saying thank you, and I'm getting a lot of support from my partner. He keeps telling me I'm doing a great job, and I keep telling him he's doing a great job. So I'm feeling a little bit more, less like I'm a robot and more like I'm a mum. And there's this other book that I was recommended by the mental health nurse, and it's called What Mothers Do, especially when it looks like nothing by Naomi Stadlin, and it's basically helping you understand that what you can do for your baby, and the little things that you do for them when you feel like you've done nothing all day. Um, what you're actually doing is helping them develop, and helping um, little things you're doing like singing to them or holding them or are all really important things. I haven't actually started the book. It just arrived today. I ordered it off Amazon. But I'm really looking forward to reading that, and finding out, helping myself feel a bit more important, if that makes any sense. Um, um, it's amazing how much she's grown over the past 7 weeks. Um, I can tell she's grown simply because she's not fitting into the baby grows that she used to fit into. I can't really tell from memory. I am taking lots of photographs of her. I am thinking that she's cute. I'm starting to enjoy her. Um, the first, the way I'm bathing her is she comes in the shower with me and my partner, and we take turns holding her. And when one holds, the other one washes, and that's been working quite well. And then if both of us can't shower her, I get in the bath with her. So I'd sit in the bath and I'd put her little feet in first, and I think what's really important with babies is your energy, and it's the same for animals. It's like what the dog whisperer says on the television. But your energy is very important, I think. So instead of being really apprehensive about bathing her, which is what I was initially, I started to think, okay, we're going to have a lovely spa treatment now, and welcome to Spa Julie, and we sit in the bath together, and I kind of ease her into the bath gently, and she sits against me, and then if ever she gets distressed, which wouldn't be very often, she would breastfeed. So it works out really well, and we're actually quite lucky with her because she doesn't really cry, and we're very good at kind of reading her cues. So we feed her before she gets too hungry, and we make sure she gets to sleep before she gets too overtired. So she hasn't been stressful at all to look after, because she generally tends to squeak and grunt and strain and squeal occasionally, but she doesn't really cry. So that's we're absolutely blessed with that. Um, I still feel like I am just going through the motions though. So I'm starting to get a bit of a routine for myself, for my own mental health, and also I trying to get out every day with her. Initially it was really funny. We were both kind of avoiding bringing her out because we were both scared about bringing her out into the cold. Plus, she got a cold in her second week, so that was kind of difficult because she couldn't really breathe through her nose, and she was getting quite distressed when she was feeding because she kept coming off the breast because she couldn't breathe. And same with the bottle. She's starting to get over that cold now. It really took ages, and we can hear it in her chest as well. But it took ages to get over the cold, and she still kind of has it. And we've been using the saline drops up her nose, and we've also been using a suction thing that you can actually suck the snot out of her nose, but it really helps. So that's it's worth it. And at night time we tend to co-sleep, which is quite bold, which we would never thought we'd ever do, but it's just so much easier. She settles much more, and it's really helped me with my bonding, sleeping with her at night time. She starts off in the cot, and then she gets moved into the bed, and we've all sorts of excuses why we'd want to have her in the bed. It's too cold, or she has a cold, or I don't know. We come up with all sorts of excuses, but I mean, it feels right to us that we're co-sleeping, and so far there's been no dodgy moments. And we're thinking of graduating to a cot soon, but we'll see. We'll see how we go with that. So far, the past 7 weeks, lots of learning. Um, some we both can't stop really looking at her. We're fascinated by her. Um, we are enjoying her, but she is hard work. Nights aren't too bad. Breastfeeding's still fine. Uh, she's starting to become more engaged and looking around and making more eye contact, and less sleeping and eating, and more times where she doesn't want to do anything other than just sit and watch. So that's kind of cool. I'm really looking forward to her getting a bit more animated though, and to smile a bit more. Um, that's our first 7 weeks. So thanks for listening and dropping in, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.